Sharons Mall tenants demand compensation. Flooding worsens in hinterland. And government tells Exxon one thing and the public another. I am Noriko Bullford, and welcome to tonight's edition of Uncut News. Before we begin, do you have something important you want to leak without revealing your identity? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The tenants of Sharons Mall are demanding compensation from the owners of the building. Fun fact, the mall held the offices of several lawyers, so it shouldn't be surprising that the barristers are ready to drop the full weight of the law on the errant business owners if they don't get satisfaction. According to attorney Dexter Todd, the owner reached out to them immediately after the fire, but they were awaiting the report from the fire investigators before making a move. Now that the cause of the blaze has been confirmed, the two sides are expected to negotiate on a settlement sometime next week. Unsatisfied with the results of a visit from the Prime Minister and the Agriculture Minister, last night protesters in Blackbush pulled up a piece, burned tires, barricaded the road, and blocked Vice Chairman Zamal Hussein from leaving the area. 3 persons were arrested by police. The people were supposedly promised proper drainage equipment to alleviate flooding. Reports are that the residents became angered after a drainage tubing was removed from Mibikuri to the Lesbeholden area on the direction from the NTC. The residents claim that the tubing should not have been removed as Lesbeholden already has a drainage pump and the water continues to rise in Mibikuri. GWI is looking to recover the 29.8 million Guyana dollars that was fraudulently debited from its bank account. According to Sheikh Bosh, the company has since requested that the commercial bank put the stolen money back into their account. The results of the request has yet to be disclosed. While GWI is moving to recover the money through civil means, the police have since opened a criminal investigation. Just when you thought things couldn't get worse for the flood-affected regions, they did. Kukwani in Region 10 is again under several feet of water, damaging homes, destroying cars, and washing away agriculture in the area. While in Region 9, local health authorities have now detected a spike in cases of dengue fever. This week, over 100 of the Rupununi's residents tested positive for the mosquito-borne disease. The CDC is currently coordinating with health authorities to increase mosquito fogging in the area. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2009 Toyota Axio. It comes with mock rims, new tires, DVD stereo, reverse camera, and much more. Buy cash for $2.7 million. All pay down as low as $540,000 with around $61,000 monthly for 4 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Rush Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. The 4 men who were arrested on Independence Day on illegal weapons charges faced the courts today. Taj Frazier, Keith Keynes, and Brandon Parker were charged jointly for the offense. They pleaded not guilty and were released on $100,000 bail, while 22-year-old Antonio Frazier was charged separately and placed on $200,000 bail for each charge. All 4 are expected back in court June 25th. 30-year-old serial thief Keon Simon was charged with 2 counts of robbery under arms today. The prosecution claims that on May 13th in All Boys Town, he and another man went on an armed robbery spree, robbing a woman of $800 and a man of his motorcycle, his $500,000 silver chain, and his cell phone. For some stupid reason, Simon was released on $200,000 bail and is expected back in court next month, giving him just enough time to squeeze in another robbery spree before then. Last night, a 50-year-old taxi driver in quarantine single-handedly fended off a home invasion attempt. The 3 bandits left the man's home empty-handed after he put up a fight. According to reports, one man, armed with a gun, stood outside while 2 masked cutlass-wielding men entered the home and a fight ensued. The 2 men fled the home with their gun-toting lookout fleeing right behind them. The homeowner was treated for a wound to his left hand. Do you want to grow your money? Sell Digicel Top-Up. Become a top-up vendor through Cellular Plus and make some extra cash to supplement your income at your business or your side hustle. Call 685-3109 for more info. It's now time for today's Runner Report. Today, the nation recorded 70 new cases. There are now 380 persons dead, 24 persons in the ICU, and 1,841 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the nation now stands at 16,724. So, please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. 28-year-old motorcyclist Fazal Pilu was seriously injured yesterday after he crashed into a parked car on the Rupert Craig Highway. Pilu underwent emergency surgery to treat injuries to his left leg and left hand. He is now listed in stable condition, and for some reason, an investigation is ongoing. Are you a truck owner that's losing money due to downtime while you wait for your parts to be imported? Now that is just stupid. Truck parts are already in Guyana at Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts. They stock spares for DAF, Bedford TM, International Freightliners, and Cummins engines. Check them out at 1161 EE Eccles or WhatsApp them on 6970171. Tell them Enrico sent you and get a discount. Police in Reliance Essequibo arrested one drunken idiot after he bit a mother and her son. The cops say that the 33-year-old carpenter was drinking with the 2 victims when, for some unexplained reason, he bit the mother on her hand before attempting to drink a bottle of poison. When the man tried to intervene, he too was bit and then scratched. The 2 were treated at the hospital for their injuries and discharged, while Chompy here is in police custody. And now for our stupid news of the day. Out of all of the people involved in the convoluted political web that is the Exxon Oil contract, it seems like only one man has truly been spilling the tea and dishing up the truth the whole time. Well, who is that? Well, it's John Hess, the CEO of the Hess Corporation. While Exxon and Guyanese politicians on both sides have been spinning us one version of events after the next regarding the contract negotiations, Johnny Boy blurts out at some shareholder meeting weeks later that the whole thing was all just political theater. Back in 2019, shareholders feared that Jagdeo would cancel the contract if the PPP won. But Hess said, "To speed, Jagdeo's our boy," and lo and behold, nothing changed. When Apanu said the contract was a very good deal and that it came after intense negotiations, Hess bragged that it was actually a steal for the company. And most recently, Hess told shareholders in Switzerland that Jagdeo wants to speed up the approval process for future contracts. He also noted that Payara was approved within a month of the PPP coming into office, and they want to approve the 3rd one before year's end. This is despite the fact that Jagdeo had promised that the government was going to do its full due diligence with future agreements, and having criticized Apanu for rushing the process in the past. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not praising Hess, because I genuinely believe he's just as greasy as the rest of his oily associates. I mean, look at those eyes, look at that smile, they scream soulless capitalist to me. Anyway, the thing I'm trying to get across is that we need to demand that our government is more transparent when it comes to any contract that it forms on our behalf. Because if you ask me, allowing the government to spend millions of taxpayer dollars with little public oversight is pretty stupid. Hey Guyanese business people, are you looking for a great way to advertise your business? Search no more. Join one of the fastest growing business directories in Guyana. Register your business on snap.gy and get access to more eyeballs. And wait for the best part, it's absolutely free. Get your business listed today on snap.gy. Moving on to our Uncut News viewers poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, how do you think the change-up in Exxon's board of directors will affect our nation? Or do you think it will even have an effect at all? Grant said Exxon's board will not change anything in Guyana. We were given an opportunity to use revenue from the finite oil resource to invest in renewable energy and wealth-building infrastructure. Instead, we squandered the money on an environmentally destructive gas power plant. Shame. Shame indeed, Grant. Shame indeed. Jay Jairam said, the extortion of Guyana's oil resources will continue no matter who's in the board of directors. Carl Smith said, the change on Exxon's board may affect their reputation in the developed countries. In Guyana, we are now trying to get the Benjamins, so we don't care. And finally, Leah Cole says, Exxon will continue with business as usual for Guyana. We can only hope the change will create more conversations about renewables. Good point. So for tonight's question, would you support revoking bail for those charged with armed robbery, or should the state instead increase bail as a deterrent for the crime? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Noriko Bulford saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha-ha! Good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.